You might think that maintaining a large circle of friends is essential for happiness and emotional well-being as you age, but did you know that recent research suggests something quite different? Studies now show that emotional maturity naturally leads us to value quality over quantity in our relationships, and that peace of mind becomes increasingly therapeutic with age. Stay with me until the end, because you'll discover 3 gentle signs that it might be time to let certain friendships go, and why this could lead to a more peaceful, authentic life for you. Have you ever wondered why some of your friendships feel more draining than fulfilling these days? As you know, it's not always easy to admit when relationships that once brought joy now feel like obligations. But here's what experts are discovering. After decades of life experience, your emotional intelligence has grown tremendously, and you've naturally developed a clearer sense of what truly nourishes your soul. This isn't about becoming antisocial or withdrawing from life. It's about honoring the wisdom you've gained and recognizing that you've earned the right to spend your time exactly how you choose. Research in developmental psychology shows us that as we mature, particularly after age 70, our priorities shift in profound ways. We become less focused on expanding our social networks and more interested in deepening the connections that truly matter. This is called socio-emotional selectivity theory, and it explains why you might find yourself naturally gravitating toward fewer but more meaningful relationships. Let me share 3 common experiences that many people your age face, and ask yourself honestly, do any of these sound familiar? Do you notice that after spending time with certain friends, you feel emotionally exhausted rather than energized? Have you found yourself dreading phone calls or social gatherings that you once looked forward to? This emotional fatigue isn't a character flaw. It's your inner wisdom telling you something important. When friendships become one-sided or superficial, they can actually deplete your energy reserves rather than replenish them. Are you doing all the listening while others do all the talking? Are conversations consistently negative or focused on complaints? Studies show that as we age, our tolerance for energy-draining relationships naturally decreases because we instinctively understand that our time and emotional resources are precious. Have you checked your feelings after social interactions lately? Your body and mind are giving you valuable feedback. Is this something you've experienced? Keeping up with people simply because you've known them for years, even though the connection no longer brings you joy? Do you find yourself saying yes to social invitations out of guilt rather than genuine interest? Here's what relationship experts want you to know. Loyalty to people who no longer align with your values or energy isn't actually loyalty, it's self-sacrifice. And at this stage of your life, you've earned the right to be selective about where you invest your emotional energy. Could you see yourself trying this perspective shift? Instead of viewing friendship as a permanent commitment, regardless of how it makes you feel, what if you saw it as a mutual exchange that should benefit both people? Have you tried asking yourself whether your friendships are reciprocal and genuinely supportive? Have you noticed that some of your regular conversations follow the same patterns? Complaints about health, criticism of family members, or rehashing old grievances? Do you ever feel like you're going through the motions rather than having authentic exchanges? This is more common than you might think. As people age, some fall into conversational ruts, especially if they haven't continued growing and exploring new interests. But here's the thing. You don't have to be trapped in these cycles. Are you holding on to friendships where the conversations never evolve, never inspire, or never leave you feeling uplifted? Could you try redirecting these conversations toward more positive topics? Or would you consider spending your time with people who naturally engage in more enriching dialogue? If any of these signs resonate with you, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Share which one feels most familiar. You're definitely not alone in these experiences, and your insights might help someone else who's going through the same thing. Now, let me share something that might surprise you. Research consistently shows that solitude, when chosen intentionally, provides significant mental health benefits, especially for older adults. A landmark study published in the Journal of Gerontology found that people who embrace quality, alone time, report higher levels of life satisfaction and emotional stability. Have you ever noticed how peaceful you feel during quiet moments alone, perhaps while reading, gardening, or simply sitting with your thoughts? That's not loneliness. That's your mind and body telling you they value tranquility and reflection. Dr. Susan Pinker, a developmental psychologist who studies aging, explains that the pressure to maintain large social networks often causes more stress than benefit for people over 70. Your brain has reached a level of emotional sophistication where it craves meaningful interaction over frequent interaction. Could you consider that choosing to spend time alone isn't withdrawal? It's actually a sign of emotional growth and self-awareness. So what's the alternative? How do you honor these feelings without isolating yourself completely? Would you consider reframing your alone time as a gift rather than something to avoid? Studies demonstrate that people who view solitude positively experience less anxiety and greater creativity. Have you tried setting aside specific times each day just for yourself? Perhaps for reading, gentle exercise, or quiet reflection? You could start small, maybe 30 minutes each morning with your coffee and thoughts, or an evening walk where you simply observe the world around you. Is this something you've experienced? How restorative quiet time can be? As you know, you have interests and curiosities that may have been pushed aside during busier years of your life. Could you see yourself exploring these again? Whether it's learning something new, returning to a creative hobby, or spending more time in nature, these activities often provide deeper satisfaction than obligatory social interactions. Have you wondered what you might discover about yourself if you had more time for reflection and personal pursuits? Recent research shows that older adults who engage in personally meaningful activities report higher levels of fulfillment than those who focus primarily on social obligations. Here's a gentle question. What if you only maintained friendships that feel natural and reciprocal? This doesn't mean cutting people off harshly. It might simply mean letting some relationships naturally fade while nurturing the ones that truly enrich your life. Are you holding on to friendships where both people genuinely enjoy each other's company? Or are you trying to maintain connections that require constant effort from only one side? Have you tried focusing your social energy on the relationships that leave you feeling uplifted and appreciated? Let me be clear about something important. This isn't about becoming isolated or giving up on human connection entirely. This is about recognizing that you've reached a stage of life where your emotional intelligence allows you to distinguish between relationships that serve you and those that don't. You've earned this wisdom through decades of experience. You've learned to value authenticity over appearances, depth over breadth, and peace over people-pleasing. Could you see this as personal growth rather than social withdrawal? As you know, true companionship, including the companionship you have with yourself, is far more valuable than maintaining a large network of superficial connections. Have you ever considered that being comfortable in your own company is actually a sign of emotional strength and self-sufficiency? So, what does this look like in practice? You don't need to make dramatic announcements or hurt anyone's feelings. Instead, you can gradually shift your energy toward what truly nourishes you. Could you try saying no to social invitations that feel obligatory? Would you consider letting phone calls go to voicemail when you're not in the mood to engage? Have you thought about setting gentle boundaries around your time and energy? Remember, setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's self-care. And at this stage of your life, taking care of yourself is one of the most important things you can do. Here's what I want you to remember. You're not withdrawing from life. You're choosing how to live it more intentionally. You're not being antisocial. You're being selective. You're not giving up on relationships. You're prioritizing the ones that truly matter. This shift toward quality over quantity in relationships is a natural part of aging well. It's a sign that you've developed the emotional maturity to recognize what brings you joy and what drains your energy. Have you given yourself credit for this wisdom? As you move forward, trust your instincts about which relationships deserve your precious time and energy. You've earned the right to be choosy about how you spend your days, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with preferring peace and authenticity over social obligation. So I'll leave you with this gentle question. What are you holding on to that no longer serves you? Whether it's friendships that feel forced, social commitments that drain you, or the belief that you must maintain every relationship from your past, consider that letting go might actually be the path to greater happiness and peace. You have permission to prioritize your own well-being. You have permission to choose solitude when it serves you. You have permission to be selective about your social energy. This isn't selfishness, it's wisdom. If you're still with me and this message resonated with you, please hit the like button and subscribe for more gentle, research-backed insights about aging well and living authentically. Comment "choosing peace" below if you're ready to embrace a more intentional approach to your relationships. Let's support each other in living our most authentic lives, because you deserve to spend your golden years exactly as you choose. Remember, true companionship begins with being comfortable in your own company. You've got this, and you're exactly where you need to be.